looked into the mirror and thought, man, you look really shit today. What's with all those spare tires around your belly? Are they always there? I haven't noticed them yesterday. There must be something wrong with the lighting in here. So I called my partner Lisa. She came into the bathroom and I asked her whether she had noticed how bad the light in the room was. She said, "Are you sure? I haven't noticed anything, but if you want, we can change the light bulb." And that's what we did. And after we finished, I looked into the mirror again, and guess what? Still fat. I mean, I was never really overweight or obese, and this is not one of those 150 pounds weight loss stories. But still, it's definitely not hard to see that I let myself go a little. I looked into the mirror and I could clearly see a little extra padding. I guess during the time of lockdown, I enjoyed food a little bit much more than I should have, and those extra pounds were a direct result of that enjoyment. Now, why am I telling you that? Because there's a light bulb moment behind each person's weight loss success story, and mine definitely was when I compared what I saw in the mirror to a photo of me on the beach before the lockdown. But be careful with that, because you should only compare you to yourself, nobody or nothing else, otherwise you're guaranteed to be unhappy. You have unique circumstances that others don't have, and you need to consider that. It's okay to use other people's stories as an inspiration or motivation, but do not compare yourself to them. But back to my belly story. Until then, I have always taken care of my body and mind. And I know that all this extra food fulfilled one of my needs that possibly haven't been met during lockdown. But I realized that lately I was doing things to my body, not for my body and health. So I had to address this. Something had to change for good before this gets any worse. I researched a bit and watched all these success stories on YouTube where people showed off their results after doing alternate day fasting. Man, they were totally killing it, and I wanted that too. See, I'm obsessed with health. I just can't help it, which is one of the reasons I had to act immediately. But when I want to test something, I don't just jump into it without thinking about it or researching. So I started to research, and the more I researched alternate day fasting, the more I learned about that it wasn't just a tool to lose some weight. It must be the best kept secret in the world. Because among all the benefits like increasing growth hormone and stem cell production, I learned that fasting promotes a process which recycles broken cells in your body called autophagy. And oh my god, I'm so sorry. I got so excited about all this that I completely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Heiko, and on this channel you get content about how to create a compelling future for you and your loved ones, together with the environment around you. And in this video I will show you my results after alternate day fasting after 30 days. I hope you are excited as I am, because they are better than expected. The last 30 days have been quite an exciting journey for me, with a lot of up and downs. There were a few lessons that I had to learn the hard way, but I also got amazing results. And in this video I will show you my journey, including the emotional struggles and some surprising things that I've learned on the way. And I will even tell you about all the mistakes that I made, so you don't have to repeat those for yourself. So remember to hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. How I started. At the beginning of the 30 days I was at 77.8 kilogram. I exercised regularly and I noticed that I got a lot more strength and endurance, but I didn't see much when I looked into the mirror. In fact, I even put on some extra pounds since the lockdown, which was quite frustrating, to be honest, because I'm sure you know that feeling for yourself when you push yourself harder and harder every single day, but just don't see any results in the mirror. Well, that was me at the beginning of the 30 days. I mean, don't get me wrong, I already felt quite healthy due to prior lifestyle changes that I already made years ago. But I'm always looking for ways to improve my health even further. And the best way for me is to find out what really works is to test it myself and document the journey. That's one of the reasons why I started alternate day fasting, to see if I could really get out the benefits that I wanted. I was also curious to see if I could combine it with cleansing and detoxification of my body to boost the benefits of both. And since exercising has always been a big part of my life, I was also interested to know how and when to do it for the best results. But since I couldn't really find any information about that, I had no other choice but to test it myself with my body. In my previous video that I will link in the description below, that I made after 15 days of alternate day fasting, I explained more about all the benefits that you can get out of it, and also gave you 7 tips that I learned on the way how you can improve those benefits. But for now, let's focus on the end results and the big mistakes that I made on the way. So on the first day, it was of course a fasting day, and I tried from the beginning to include exercise in both the fasting and the feasting days. The first day didn't really work out the way I would have liked to, because I was so excited that I started the first day with 2 workouts. I really wanted to get the best out of this, start strong, finish strong. And at first I felt really good and I had lots of energy and everything went well, but then all of a sudden I was super dizzy and tired. What happened is that I used up all the stored glycogen for energy, and unfortunately this feeling didn't really change much for the whole rest of day number 1. I even got to a point where I really wanted to eat something, but I didn't want to fail on my very first day, and so I accepted the fact and I went to sleep earlier to not suffer so much from it. Well, what can we learn from this experience? Give your body time to adapt to the new situation, and don't overdo it, because after a couple of days I had no problems to work out and even go to work after on my fasting days. It's really I really just went too hard at the beginning, and so it wasn't the best way to start, but it also made me more aware and led to more conscious decisions throughout the 30 days. The next day was a feasting day, and like I said, I wanted to combine it with cleansing as well. The experience that I made from the day before made me also slow down a bit, and so I started just with some water, some celery juice, and I really gave my body time before I actually started to eat something. I know it's super hard, and all you want to do after fasting for a whole day and a whole night is to open the door to the fridge and only close it again once all its content is inside your tummy. But I would highly recommend to wait at least 30 minutes before taking any food and just drink some lemon water, some celery juice, or maybe a smoothie. At least that's what I did for my feasting days, and I can tell you it worked wonders. It didn't take long until I lost weight and I felt more energetic and healthy. And also, it's not like I've been super strict with my diet. I allowed myself to have some treats now and then, and also I simply ate stuff that I really wanted. I also tested different ways to break my fast along the 30 days. If you want to know exactly what I ate, I documented everything, including my training, my struggles, my emotions for the whole 30 days on Patreon, with photos and everything. And I even made it in a way that you could follow me throughout the 30 days, day by day, for yourself. You could even reach out to me there and ask any kind of questions that you have, or if you struggle, if you need any help, I will be there for you. You will find the link to that at the top in the description below. But even though I made great progress from the beginning, the journey wasn't that easy all the way through. Sometimes I made some really bad food choices and I felt pretty miserable. On other days, I struggled on my fasting days not to eat anything. but I really became aware of what kind of hunger I actually experienced. I realized that oftentimes my hunger was triggered by emotions and by the way I conditioned myself to deal with them. What I mean is that I simply gave myself some quick comfort to feel better in the moment without thinking about how it would impact myself in long term. Other times I felt really hungry for maybe about 15 minutes and then the feeling went away. The great thing about all this is that this awareness really helped me to overcome all those struggles, and with every single fasting day it also became easier and easier. I felt better and better, and I even got more energy and I could exercise much harder than before. And at some point I even felt better on fasting days than on feasting days. And especially when I made some really bad food choices and I felt miserably, I was longing to fast again. So alternate day fasting has been incredibly powerful for me. And even though I only wanted to do it for 30 days at the beginning, it became a new lifestyle for me, and it allows me to feel great and healthy and even enjoy a treat or two sometimes without having to feel bad about it. I never really stopped after my 30-day challenge, and I just kept going because I really like the way I feel. I like the energy, and there's no reason for me to stop at all. What really blows my mind is that I also sleep so much better than before, and when I wake up I'm almost instantly ready for the day. No more hitting the snooze button for like 15 times before I would crawl out of bed and wishing I didn't even wake up. I get up, I have a drink, some water, maybe some celery juice, I do my morning routine, I exercise a bit, and I'm ready to go. But of course it's not always everything good. For instance, at the beginning I really struggled to buy the right amount of food, because it sounds weird, but after all you're just eating every other day. So you really have to keep an eye on how much food you buy. Otherwise you end up with a lot of food waste, or you find yourself only eating stuff that you have to eat before you have to throw it out, and not really what you want to eat. Of course, you can also use that to your advantage as well. One of the big surprises that I didn't really think about before was that you're going to save a lot of money. After all, you just buy half the amount of food from before. And we could never really afford it before, but since starting alternate day fasting, me and my girlfriend decided to invest that money and get more organic food instead. And here comes the real game changer for us. From the moment when the majority of our food intake was organic, we both noticed major changes in how we felt and how much weight we would be losing. It was like, you know those Fast and the Furious movies when the driver presses a button on the control board and this mysterious liquid is injected into the engine and all of a sudden the car blasted ahead in lightning speed. Well, in our case, the car was our body and the race was our way to the body we deserve. It's safe to say that organic veggies are a way better fuel for your body. So if you have the possibility to eat more organic, this is a very good opportunity to see it for yourself. And it doesn't just help you, but it also helps the farmers who grow it and the environment as well. I'm sure it's no secret anymore that all the pesticides, fungicides and herbicides threaten the health of our planet, and in the very same way it does threaten your own health as well. We actually found a small family-run business that's not far from here in Melbourne, and they collect fresh organic food from the farmers around the region and they bring it right in front to our doorstep. So every week we get a seasonal fresh organic food box with large variety of fruits and vegetables. It's a real win-win situation for everyone, and I'm sure this is not unique to Melbourne, and maybe you can even find something like that in your region as well. I definitely hope that we will see more of these kind of things in the future. But let's talk about my results now. 30 days are over and I can tell you that I'm more than happy with my results. And I'm very glad that I started this challenge after all. I'm now at 73.3 kilo and I've never felt so good before in my life. I can do workouts every day, even on a fasting day. And if you're scared that when you fast and you smell all those nice, delicious foods, let me tell you, they won't bother you anymore. I'm currently working as a baker, so naturally I see all those yummy bread, pastries, cakes, chocolate pies, all those kind of stuff. And I can smell it when it comes straight from the oven. I have it right in front of me and I just have to grab it and put it into my mouth. But guess what? I'm not interested at all, because I know that even on a fasting day, the next day I can eat something again. And I said to myself that if I really want to have it, I could enjoy it the next day, if I really wanted to. But I simply didn't. Like, I didn't want to. I felt so energetic and so amazing that naturally I made a good food choice. And most of the time, I feel really good about it. So to recap the whole journey and experience for you, I went from 77.8 kilogram to 73.3 kilogram in 30 days, losing weight while building up muscles. I learned that you should take it easy, especially at the beginning. Give your body and mind time to adjust to the new situation, and don't beat yourself up if you find yourself struggling. If a fasting day should be too hard for you and you just feel really bad, then eat something, for God's sake. The goal of this is to increase your health and well-being, and not to push you into something or even suffer from it. Listen to your body, and if it tells you that it cannot go any other minute without food, then eat something. If you need more time to adjust, that's totally fine. Start slow and increase your fasting over time. You will get there. You don't have to be as crazy as me. And if you want to know what I did every single day, from the food that I ate to my exercise routine and how I felt a particular day, you can always check it out on our Patreon page. The link to that is at the top in the description below. If you find yourself saving some money too, then maybe consider to include more organic food into your diet. And don't forget to use sleep to your advantage. It will help you to extend your fasting period and give your body more time to recycle and recover. Be conscious of your body, listen to it, and especially when you work out, maybe you want to go harder on feasting days and a little bit easier on fasting days. A little tip on the way: when you do a workout, do it before you break your fast. That will burn some extra calories. I also recommend learning about your body and fasting and nutrition. There's a lot of information out there, except from this video, and it can really help you to understand the science of fasting and what it does to your body and mind. And last but not least, don't underestimate meditation and mindfulness. Meditation has been so powerful for me through those 30 days, and without it, it would have been a totally different experience for me, because it really helped me to understand the difference between emotional hunger and my body asking for nutrients. But that's it for this video. I hope you liked it and you could get a lot out of it. Whatever journey you are on, or whatever your goal is, I wish you all the best and success. I also would love to hear your story and to connect with you, so please share your story in the comments below. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I see you either in one of our next videos or on our Patreon page.